Welcome back, YouTubers. Now we are going to do the derivative. We have seen how do we use the first principle, the limits to determine the derivative using the first principle. We knew and we have dealt with the limits as in the broader context. Now we have to do the derivative. Using the formula let's say f at x is equals to ax to the power n. When you find the derivative, it is going to be a multiplied by n x n minus 1. This is the formula that we will be using to find the derivative of a function or of a specific expression. Now in the exam, they will give you that find dx. Dx still means the derivative with respect to x. Sometimes they will give you d of dx. It's still the same derivative. Sometimes they will say dy over dx. They still say the same thing, derive the function of y with respect to x. Sometimes they will say f dash x. This is still the very same thing that derive. Sometimes they can say y dash. It's all the meaning of the derivative. Now, this derivative it states the gradient. Now, let's say you have they see dx of, they give you this 2x minus 3 x plus 4. They give you this. Let's say you are in the exam or in the test, or you just practice. Do not panic. When you're given something like this, you cannot derive until you combine the whole thing, which means you must multiply these two brackets. So you are going to say this is f at x that you are going to get. A 2x times x is 2x squared. A 2x plus 4 multiplied by 4 is 8x. A minus 2, you know what I'm talking about, grade 12. Distribute this and that. This is how it works. Then multiply 3 into x is minus 3x, minus times positive is minus 4 times 3 is 12. Now it's 2x squared. 8x minus 3x is 5x, positive 5x minus 12. Now our function is f at x equals to 2x plus 5x minus 12. So let's derive this. So you are going to say the derivative of this is equals to, see, you take a, you multiply it with the power of the x, then you take your x, you reduce it by y. So we come and do that. What is your a? It's 2. Multiply that 2 by n. Then x2 minus 1 plus 5 times 1. You have a 1 here. So you say x to the power 1 minus 1. This is still the lesson 2 of the next example. So whenever you find the constant, the derivative of a constant is 0. So you don't write anything. So this is a method of simplifying. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. X to the power 1. Do we write 1? No. Plus 5 times 1 is 5. X to the power 1 minus 1 is 0. X to the power 0 is 1. Any number or anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So it's going to be 5. So the answer of this is 5. Now let's go and do example 2. We are given f at x is equals to 6. Now we want to prove the fact that f at x, when you derive the constant, you get a 0. Let's see how does it come from. How does it come about? F at x is equals to 6 times 1. 6 times 1 is 6, of course. Let's examine what can we do with this one. 6 times 1, because we are differentiating with respect to x. So x here is 0. Any number raised to the power of 0 is 1. So now let's differentiate this. F dash x is equals to 6 times 0 x 0 minus 1. This is the formula that says if you have the function of a x to the power n, you simply take the coefficient, which is a is the coefficient of x, take the coefficient of x multiplied by the power of the exponent of x, then you put your x, you reduce that power by 1. Here we have reduced the power by 1. So this is going to be 6 times 0 is 0, x to the power of minus 1. Does not matter what power of x it is. As long as we are going to multiply it by 0, it is going to give us a 0. This is how it comes about that the derivative of a constant is 0. Let's go and do number 3. Example 3. Right. Example 3. They give you something like this. A function of x is equals to 1 over 3, x to the power 1 over 3 plus x to the power minus half. They want you to differentiate something like this. Now, you simply say f dash x is equals to, you grab, here your a is 1, so you can take 1 over 3 times 1, you get the same thing. X to the power 1 over 3 minus 1 plus minus 1 over 2 times x to the power minus 1 over 2 minus 1. Right, here is a matter of half 1 over 3 minus 1. I'm going to do it aside here. 1 over 3 minus 1 is equals to LCD is 3, it's 1 minus 3 over 3, which is minus 2 over 3. And then let's get a minus half, minus 1, this is the same as minus 1, minus 2 over 2, which is minus 3 over 2. So here you are going to get a 1 over 3 x to the power minus 2 over 3, a negative times positive is negative. 1 over 2 x to the power minus 1 and minus 1 is minus 3 over 2. Right. Now the examiner will tell you how to leave your answer. But if it is like this, simply do yourself a favor and simplify everything. 1 over 3 multiplied by x to the power 2 over 3 is the same as 1 over x to the power 2 over 3. Can you see what I'm writing here? Because let me use this 2 over 3, yes. Just going to the right. I have taken this number from the numerator to the denominator and say 1 over x to the power positive 2 over 3. It was negative when it is in the numerator. When you bring it down to the denominator, you change the sign of the exponent. The exponent becomes positive. Right, minus 1 over 2, it's half. Multiply, you do the same, multiplied by 1 over x to the power 3 over 2. Right, 1 times 1 is 1 over 3 cube root of x squared minus 1 over 2 square root of x cubed. I will leave it like this. Someone can take it otherwise. Someone can change this into what? Someone can say this is the same as 1 over 3 x to the power 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2 x to the power 3 over 2. So this and this is one and the same thing. Okay? This is your practice for algebra. You can do that one. I trust you. You won't have a problem. I trust you. You did not get to metric by default. Right, let's try another one. Example 4. This is just a practice session for you, grade 12. You must know how to handle your exponents very well. Now, sometimes you can find something like this in the exam or in the test. Do not panic, just practice. X squared minus 9 over 3 minus x. You will be given something like this. They say dx of the expression of x squared minus 9 over 3 minus x, all inside the bracket. Do not panic, just deal with this guy. Remember the practice that we had. This is a difference of 2 squares. So you are going to say this is f at x is equals to, now you say x minus 1 minus 3 x plus 3 all over 3 minus x. You see now? Right, this is going to be, now that we have 3 minus x and there we have x minus 3, we have to do something. When you multiply a negative 1 over a negative 1, when you divide a negative 1 and a negative 1, you have divided by 1. You've done nothing. So we're going to apply the negative sign on the numerator, x minus 3, x plus 3. Here it is going to be negative 1 times 3 minus x. So it's negative x minus 3, x plus 3 divided by, when you multiply this negative here, you're going to say negative times positive 3 is negative 3. You see? It's negative 3. And negative times positive x is positive x. Positive x. Now you have x minus 3. Right in a spot where you want it, which is going to be minus x plus 3 is your f at x. Now differentiate this. When you differentiate this with respect to x, it is going to be a minus 1. You're done. I'll see you grade 12 in the next videos. Please make sure that you practice. Please make sure that you share this thing to other learners so that some of them can get a clue or a plug. Do not forget that once you start teaching other learners, you are gaining confidence, you are gaining knowledge, you are gaining the practice. You can practice alone, but do not rob yourself of practicing with a team. Participate in a teamwork. Make sure that you learn from others. Teach others and learn from others. Uncle Pythagoras will see you. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.